Hello and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Sarah. I'm a mum of two, an early years teacher, and I blog over at arthurwares.com. I'm also the owner at childledplay.co.uk, and today I am going to be talking you through our success criteria grids for writing. Now, these are something that I produced for my class when I was teaching reception towards the end of the year, so that they could be successful in self-evaluating and peer reviewing their own work before seeking help from their teacher or asking their teacher if they've done it correctly. So it gives them a lot more independence in their learning, in their writing, and it also gives them the opportunity to take on the role of teacher by self-assessing their own work and the work of their friends as well. Now, you can either print these grids off to be used on paper for children to fill in themselves and then attach to their work before bringing it to be checked, and this also means that you can then keep this with the work as part of their assessment and their self-evaluation. Or you can laminate them like I've done here, and then the children can use a whiteboard marker to fill this in. And you can then record this by taking a photo and adding that to their online profile, their online learning journeys, if that's what you use. Now, before you expect the children to use these themselves, it's a really good idea to maybe bring this up on your interactive whiteboard on the large screen so that they can see you using it and explaining, modelling how it works, and maybe sitting with them and doing some together before they are then ready to use these independently themselves within their independent writing, or even within their guided writing if that's what you do within your setting. So this success criteria grid works. We start at the top here with different levels, different stages of things that the child would have to remember to do within their writing towards the end of reception when they're working towards their early learning goals. So the first one here is, have you sounded out your words? I've got a pictorial reminder here, and if they have used their phonics to help them write the words and they've sounded it out, then what they can do is they can colour this star in and give themselves a little point for that. The next one is, have you used lowercase letters within your writing? Now, if you use cursive letters within your setting, for example, you may wish to explain that this includes forming your letters correctly, but it means that you're expecting children to remember not to use capital letters throughout their writing unless it's the beginning of a sentence or somebody's name. The next one is remembering to write on the line, so they can check that quite easily themselves. Have I written on the line? Give yourself a little star there. Capital letter at the start, and then we've got a reminder here of what the capital letters look like, as we did with the lowercase letters here. So have they remembered a capital letter at the start of their sentence? So if they check their sentences, and they can give themselves a star if they've remembered this. Finger spaces, have they got finger spaces in between their words? Have they remembered to put a full stop at the end of their sentence? And then these last three are extensions, maybe for your more able children who are writing a little bit more independently. Can they make their sentence longer? Have they given a little bit more information? And then finally, can they read what they have written? Now, when they've filled this in, they can take this with their work to a friend and ask their friend to peer review and check whether they've got it right. And what my class used to do was they take it to a friend, and the friend would tick next to the star that they coloured in if they agreed that they got it right. And then once they'd self-assessed and peer reviewed, they would then take their work to a teacher. So here is a little bit of writing that Arthur did quickly the other day after reading a story about Kipper wanting a birthday party and not having anyone to go with him. He wrote this letter which says, "To Kipper, I promise that I will come to your party from Arthur. And if he was self-assessing this, well, he did self-assess this himself, but I don't know where he's put the slip. And he said that he did sound out his words. He did. I watched him. He did that really well. Lowercase letters. Now, that's something that he didn't award himself a star for, because he used some capital letters throughout his writing, particularly when he uses the R digraph here, because it's the same digraph that's at the start of his name. So he often does a capital A and an R, because to him that's how he normally writes that when he starts his name. So that's something that he has to try and remember himself. He has made an attempt to write on the lines. Yes, he's put a capital letter at the start. He's got a very large full stop here, and he's remembered a capital letter after his full stop. Finger spaces, yes. Full stop at the end. Now, he suggested that he did give more information, because originally he wrote this and it just said, "To Kipper, I promise that I will come to your party." And then the extra information that he then gave after looking at this grid whilst he was writing was to say who this was from. Now, a way that he could make his sentence longer is to say something like, "I am really looking forward to it," or asking a question, "What should I wear? Where will it be?" And then finally, "Can you read what you have written?" Now, this is a good one to test a little bit later on, because quite often children remember straight away what they've written, and they can tell you off by heart, but if they come back to it later, they may not be so sure. So it's worth double checking this one later on. Now, you can download these for free on my website. You will get 4 to an A4 sheet for you to print off and cut out for you to use within your setting. There is no catch. I'm not charging for these. I will pop the link at the end of this video in the details below. If you found this helpful, please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. It does help to support the content that I create, and it lets me know that you find it helpful as well.